Today, Rinpoche gave an excellent explanation of Lama Tsongkhapa's praise of dependent origination. And in the text, we find that the middle way consequence view asserts that all phenomena are not truly established because they dependently originate. Rinpoche pointed out how other tenet systems oppose that view as seeing them as non-established or contradictory in general. Okay. De ngama chiran trison. De pense de chiran trison.
De maybe Buddha.
Lessa.
Buddha pense laure.
Lessa.
Maybe those. Shajaman Buddha didn't say Tangela Pembi Chedo, and then Kolo Tambo Baba Tamalas with Chubam Snow.
Lessa.
Pense children do Allah, do us and Tangela Pembi Chedo, and then Kolo Tambo Babalas with Chumo Snow.
Lessa. Lessa.
Tembi Nibutumba, Tembi Nibutumba, Tembi Nibutumba, every Jusen that member, Tembi Nibu the Tumbani to be shero danger.
Lessa.
Tembi Nibutumba. Never Jusen that my boss. Chino Chu, the Madu, tender image, you sent there down that then that may be down that is. The Chino Chu, the Madu, tender image, go but attended the Revijab tender tensil over there. Don't you do it down the Mamu, down the Mamu, the tender, don't you do it tender down that there? Don't you do it down that Jabins, Revijab tender tenses. Penzi chujin ruala maybe little Kazaba, Tembi Nibu Tombani, Tembi Nibu Tombani, every Jusen Dameba, Tombani every Jusen to what the town that the logo.
Lessa.
Don't you do it down that?
Lessa.
Don't you do it down that Dameba, and the Yashu 10 days, 10 days. Maybe Jusen Dameba, Tenzin the Banjois. Japan choose Gawatan Maruba, Twandi Chujilo, Chetakon Chuminjul, Chuba News, what is Umarbe? That Nachu and the Zero, Nachu, the Mamadu, 10 days image of Gobaina, 10 days image of Gobaina, Nachu, the moment 10 days image, Nachu, the Mamadu, Mobi image, Nachu, the Mamadu, the Batu, Tomago, Madu, Tajil Machi down the Mukuayoro.
Lessa.
They non attended what the Revijabur is.
Lessa. Okay.
Actually, the Mamadu Tendi Mesina.
Lessa.
Tended what the Tony to be down the Jabur is.
Lessa. Okay.
Nebinjus and Damaba, Tenji the Banjun choose.
Lessa.
Then what on the Maruba,
Lessa.
Twandi Chujilo, Chedakun to Chiminjuros. What is that? Yugusan and Gazan Chimodota, Nachu, the Madu. Tendi image good na. Tendi image good na. Gewat on the Maruvas. And the Kashil and Geta soon to the Kashil Marubitan the soon to the rest. Tazu Koba Kangashi, Chusuma Himba Tatana Seni, Tatana in and Geta, Mangabitansi, Marubitansi, Sun Euro, Tatana in a soon. Tazu Koba Kangashi, Chusuma Himba Tatana Seni, Tela and Geta. Mangabitansi, Marubitansi son yoderta, Marubitansi son. Tanyagu Chu, the woman who tended image a good na. Yogu, the woman tended image a good na. Shirubala Tatana Sungunan Geta in Marubitansi, Mangabitansi is. Shirubal, there was Marubitansi is it. But the Yogu Chu, the woman Maru tended image should be tended Kilamazota.
Tenzin?
Tendi.
Tenzin, okay. Dependent origination. Rinpoche, dead school. The chu mambo lason, the nge jig gugumare. Okay, the moala. Mine, the shit of mambo lot, then nge jigger Chu shit of mambo lapson.
Tanyogu chu, the mama tendi, maybe down the road. Lama Tanjo,
Lesso.
down the road.
Lesso.
Te shiribala kares.
Okay, what is it?
Tangchen tang, shira mawa tang, wa tenige shira pa tang, wa tusul kares na, marubi tensi res. Tende tu kusul tudu yo mares. Tende in lagu mares. Tende tuyo mares.
Okay.
Madruba res,
Not
madruba.
established. Not
Gawatan madruba se tere
less
wa.
so. Less so.
Shiribala marubi tensi res.
Unestablished.
Tene-
Contradictory. Ale. Okay.
Marubi tensi ji, tang gawatan na geta tu solo res na, tende ina, ta shira mawa ji, duduba ji, senzang ba tang, pichi oma rajuba tusul pichi geta rene isa marbe geta.
Okay.
Nyungu chu chi tenpa maru tende yinbe shi kuya na, shira mayi tende yina, deba dhubi chala dhuru ta. Shira mayi tende yina deba dhubi chala. Shira mayi tende yina dendu mayi mi chala
Drucha.
marwa. Geta rene kado geta.
Less so.
Dudu
Okay.
bagi tende yina dendu mayi mi chala, deba dhubi chala dhuru. Dudu bali geta rene kado wa. Senzang bali geta re. Oma raju bali geta yinjiri geta.
Okay.
Dewa sayade, shira mawa, duduba, senzangba, oma rajuba zul geta yins. Shiriba la marubi tensi res.
Okay.
Marubi tensi yins, shiribi tende marubi eshir. Tende ke melembe eshir.
Okay.
What
Nge
is
inji ke chumambo lason Rinpoche. Okay, so
Yeah.
now there's a sneak peek into the future on the tape, which we won't get into. So now we're going to begin where we spoke about. So Rinpoche is going to go back over stanza number 9. So just bear with me. I had an enormous amount of information and kept trying for a break point, but just couldn't get it. So to help heal sentient beings, O benefactor, you have taught the peerless reason to ascertain emptiness, the heart of the teaching. So a couple things here. So here, O benefactor, this is referring to Shakyamuni Buddha. And when did Shakyamuni Buddha present this, or present what will heal sentient beings? The Buddha gave many teachings from the first to the last, meaning the first, second, and third teaching, and the many teachings beyond those. So the major turnings of the wheel. But we historically categorize them as the first, second, and third turnings of the wheel of Dharma. So Rinpoche said Shakyamuni gave many teachings from the first through the last. And if we look at all of the teachings that we're given, we see that emptiness is really the essence of the teaching. The idea that phenomena is not truly established because it dependently originates, and utilizing this idea of dependent origination to establish emptiness, to establish the lack of true establishment of all phenomena, is what is being referred to here. It says the peerless reason to ascertain emptiness. It really should say the peerless reasonings to ascertain emptiness, because it's not saying here why you are learning emptiness is to help heal beings. It's saying that in order to heal sentient beings, you taught all these reasonings to understand emptiness that are the heart of your teaching. What are examples of these reasonings? The subject I is not truly established because it dependently originates. The subject I is not truly established because it's a functioning thing. So there's many different syllogisms that can be used to establish that point, that the point of emptiness, the point of lack of true establishment. But if we look to what the king of all reasoning is, we say that the king of analysis, or the king of reasons, is dependent origination. This interdependence, this dependent origination that all things have in common, is the best way to prove anything's emptiness, to prove anything's lack of true establishment. So when we say emptiness, when we say lack of true establishment, when we say empty of inherent existence, all of these things are synonymous or have the same meaning according to the Middle Way Consequence School. Now, this is specifically to the Middle Way Consequence School, and then the next stanza will then show the point. They're grouped in the commentary, Junu Drapa Shidrup's commentary that we're using, Junu Jetsun Drapa Shidrup. I apologize for the mispronunciation. Commentary, we find these two stanzas bunched together. They're put into one because the point is that these reasonings were given, and then it then goes on to negate all of the other ideas in all of the other tenet systems and non-Buddhist systems that state that this doesn't prove lack of true establishment, doesn't prove lack of inherent existence. So it says, this way of dependent origination, those who perceive it as contradictory or as unestablished, how can they comprehend your system? So then Rinpoche went into, and I'm scurrying, I'm trying to find the definitions and so forth. I thought that I had marked them off, but there are various different reasons, and then you can show a reason that will prove that something isn't what you're saying. So a reason of contradiction, so it contradicts something, or a reason of non-establishment, meaning it doesn't, what you're saying doesn't establish it as a proof. So there are these different divisions of reasons and proofs and so forth. And I don't have them right here for you, unfortunately, but you can find them in the signs and reasonings category. As a translator's note, all of the proofs and all of these points are presented in the third course of study in the monastery, and it's a study of signs and reasonings based on Dharmakirti and Dignaga's works. And that's what this text I'm looking to is from. So just going back to where we were. So when we go back to the root text, and it says, I'm sorry, I got so many books in front of me. Root text. It says, those who perceive it as contradictory or unestablished. So they would say that if we look at the tenet systems, we have the Babashika school, which is the Great Exposition school. We have the Sautrantika school, Sutra school. We have Chittamantran school, which is mind-only school. And then we have Madhyamaka school, which is the Middle Way school. And the Middle Way, as are the other schools, but we're focusing on the Middle Way, is then also subdivided into Middle Way autonomy and Middle Way consequence. And as a note, the Middle Way autonomy is further subdivided into two schools, one that leans towards the sutra and one that leans towards the mind only. So you have even more divisions within the autonomy. So if we look at those that would say it is contradictory, unestablished, that dependent origination proves that phenomena are not truly established, we would say that all of the schools, from Great Exposition School, the Sutra School, the Mind-Only School, and the Middle Way Autonomy School, all would state that there is a flaw, a contradiction, or a reason that isn't established in that syllogism, that phenomena is not truly established because of dependent origination. So they don't state this lack of intrinsic existence, this lack of true establishment. They don't assert it at that final level. They don't assert that dependent origination gives you that at that final level. And if we go through the tenet systems, you see the Great Exposition School would say that because things dependently originate, they are truly established. So we would say that's an idea of contradictory. So that's an example of contradiction. So the Vabhashka school would say clearly they have the opposite view of what, and their proof is the exact opposite reason that the middle way school gives. So we have to look at the subtleties and so forth of the schools. And then the Sutra school would establish the Dodepa Garikelen. Getza. Okay, so the Sutra school would also say, so it's the same no matter what subject we use. Rinpoche used the subject. I was going to get to some of the syllogisms, but so for instance, the subject sprout is not truly established because of dependent origination. That would be contradictory to their tenet systems, because the Sutra school says that because it functions, it's truly established. Because it works, because it works, it necessarily is established. So the Sutra school would say that, and then the Rinpoche didn't get into the Chittamantran establishment and the autonomy establishment, but it is the middle way consequence school that does establish that. Oh, here we go. That's great. That does establish that things are not intrinsically existent or not inherently existent or not truly established because of dependent origination. So it's the consequence school alone that uses that as a true perfect reasoning. And the definition of a perfect reasoning is that which is the three modes. The Dayan Dai Giseni Rinpoche?
Chaba Majing Gawa Mawan Landibi, Ngomawas, Ngomadu Chaban Geta in Los, Gawa Danas, Killing Ngomawa, Sanzambatan, Shidama, Dudubatu,
Then Kanga Geta Kalen?
Geta Killing.
Then
the in the Debatu Chalo,
less
Deba Madu Chasa Madu.
Less
Geta Killing the rest.
Okay, so all of the schools, from the Great Exposition School, the Sutra school, the mind-only school, Ranjupa, and perhaps Rinpoche is saying the middle, because it gets subtler and subtler, the middle way autonomy school would all use reason of contradiction, would say that it's contradictory to say that because it dependently originates, it's necessarily not truly established. So that would be a contradiction according to these schools, other than the consequence school. Then Rinpoche, the Dayan Dai...
Tamaruba Tonga de Lubilen, Medici the Ines, and Gawatan the Maruba says, no, the moment 10 day in bases and not Tamaru killing them, Shedu Matiba to the Resista. So, what the Marubi Tansi is, Marubi Tansi. Tatana, Shushu Maruba, Marubi Tansi, Maruba. Tari no Ludro, Tari Luri, Tari Roa, Tasukoba Conch, Chusuma, Tatana, Tela in the Mangabitansi, Marubitansi, Geta Son Yodrota. Shurubala Marubitansi, then you should develop 10 days, Sana, Shurubala Marubitansi, Shidama, Duduba, Sansa, Omar, Juba Zula, Geta res, Geta. Gewatan.
Suma Drupi Denzi? Su? Shilupa. Okay, Tuchina. Not a less so. Tuchina.
Madu Gewatan Maduba says, Shirubala Madu Tansi.
Then the Mawa Kanga Geta.
Rajuba, Sanzamba, Shirama, Duduba, Gile, Geta is Geta.
Less so.
Montanju Jina.
Less so.
o things gewatan madrubas
Lessa.
madruba shirubala geta umara juba senzamba doduba shirama jedele geta sondu dua what is on the inside.
Okay, so when we look at these two, so just to give as a translator's note, Rinpoche gave the definition of the Dasugupa is the definition of sign, and then he gave the various divisions which have, it's not established, it's contradictory, and then there's one other. I was looking through the signs and reasoning text, but it's distracting me right now, so I will at break try to find that. We only have a short period of time till then. But other than that, that's a very small part of the points that are about to be made. So what do we mean by these signs that are not established? Because when we look at the text, it says unestablished or contradictory. So there's some reason that there's a choice of two words there. So the unestablished is referring to non-Buddhist systems. So for instance, okay, now it's putting it together. In the other text, the commentary, I'm remembering what he read. So in the non-Buddhist schools, so we have, for instance, the enumerators and the nihilists and some of the other followers of Shiva and so forth. There's a number of ancient non-Buddhist sects that are all contained within the tenet system. So just as a translator's note, when Buddhists study the tenet systems in the monastery, they study non-Buddhist as well. So all the tenets of those non-Buddhist schools at the time are in there as well in order to negate and debate. So we would say that this reason of unestablishment would be what a non-Buddhist would say, because a non-Buddhist wouldn't believe in dependent origination. So there wouldn't even be a start to the conversation, so it's just not established. So the reason of an unestablishment would be what a non-Buddhist, such as a Samkhya school or any of the other ancient schools, that would say, no, it's not established. Now, reason of contradiction would be the actual Buddhist tenets, and that would be the tenets from the Great Exposition, the Sutra, the Mind Only, up to the Middle Way Autonomy School. They would state that it's this idea that because it dependently originates, it's not truly established, is a contradiction in the syllogism right there, because it's dependently originates, it's established according to those schools. So it's stating that that's a contradictory reason. These are what are being pointed out, and it's then saying, like, how can they then comprehend your system if they have either these views that, this presentation is contradictory to what is true, or it's just not established at all. And these are the ways that they could think it contradicts it, or the way they would think it is unestablished. Digsung Rinpoche, Selpo Lobsang.
Oh, that didn't this one, that didn't the Marve. What they got there. You could the moment in the image that Shiribala Maruba tenses, Gawat on the Marubas. Maruba.
Here.
You could the moment in the image and Shiribala condition Maruba desana. You could the moment in the image is loud and Shiribe, you could tend to killing Maris, tending in Shiribal to Maris.
Less.
Maruba is Maruba. Maruba tenses. You could the moment in the image and Gawat the Sula. Geta the Solarina, Shirama, Dodeba, Sansamba, Omar Juba, Jetel Geta is
Lessa.
Disadua. Oman Tanju down the Ilogota.
Lessa.
Rajuba, Sansamba, Shirama, Dodeba, Jetel Geta is Shirubala Maruba tenses, Gewatan Maruba. Maruba Solarina Shirubala is Geta de Rajuba, Sansamba. Shirama Duduma Jidel Geta is Chabangewa.
Lessa.
Water in Gewatan Marubas. Maruba Shirubala, Geta Rajuba Meji, Tutama Jidel in Sarote.
So when we read this, the way of dependent origination those who perceive it as contradictory or unestablished, we can now understand what that means. We can understand that those who see it as unestablished would say, when they look at a syllogism such as the subject a sprout is not truly established because of dependent origination. So the reason is not established in that case. So the reason is the third part. It says, just as the translators noted, it says subject, thesis, reason. That's how the syllogism, or I hope that's what they're called in this case, is. So you would have the subject, and then what you're stating about the subject and the reason for it. So the reason of dependent origination is not established according to non-Buddhist. So that is what means here, those who perceive it as unestablished. And then contradictory would be those, again, Buddhists, from the lowest tenet of the Great Exposition School to the Sutra School to the Mind-Only School, up to the beginning half of the Middle Way School, which is the Middle Way Autonomy School, and its two divisions. So we see that it is only the Middle Way Consequence School that state the subject sprout is not truly established because it dependently originates is a perfect reason or a correct sign. It's translated a lot of ways, but I've been using perfect reason or perfect sign a lot because it means that shows that there's not a better one. When you say perfect, if you use correct, it could be, I don't know. I think perfect is more what they mean, that idea of perfection. But then it gets into the problem. It's not, perfection of wisdom is such a different word. So I don't know. We'll fight about it in 100 years. Scholars will.
Oh, that's the model of that. Nibala soon, Raji Tombala, Shaji Tanji Teji, Gentleman Tebas, Raji to be Tomba, Deba to be Tombala, and the Shaji can take this. And Raji to be Tomba Maina, Shaji Tegmaris, Gentleman Tebas, Raji Tombala, Raji to be Tomba, Deba to be Tomba, Jutuna Deba to be Tombi Chap, Tanju Jajina. Raji to be Tombi Chalo, Raji to be Tombala, Oma Tanju Jajina, and Shaji got Judan Rebu, Tabat Tanji, Jatures, Shaji Tanji Tejin, Raji to Vala, Raji to Bakil and Hella the Tegmares, Shiribatan to the Tegmaresita, Yen to Matebas, then the image Jusenji, then the image Jusenji. Tende yimi jusenji Raji Tomba Duba, Tende yimi jusenji Raji Tomba Duba, Tigune Tomba Ni, Mawan Dameba Duba Asa. What the Niba del Saji Viji
Mawa Lame Da
Mawan Dameba Dugurisita.
Da La
Niba del Saji
Da
Saji Sundi Wendamude.
Nipa
Chezu Pongi, Tati Madamba Shibas. Chezu Pongi, Tati Madamba Shiba de la Son. Nipa la Son. Son de Shosana, Raji Tomba la, Shaji Tanji Tejins, Raji to be Tomba, Deba to be Tomba la, Judan Debutan, Tabat Tanji Shibanga, Tegres, Gento Matelas, Raji to be Tomba Maina, and Tegmares.
Okay, then
Matelas.
The Ganges ne Inji ke Sobolagu Ranjingi Tomba la Jaje Tamche. They don't Ranjingi Tomba.
Ranjingi to be Tomba la, Oma Tanju Lujero.
The
Oma Tanju Luja Jedule, Jutuna Ranjingi to be Tombi Chagro. Deba to be Tombi Chagro.
less so.
Ranjingi to be Tomba la, Judan Debutan, Tabat Tanji Cheba, Kanga Tegres, Tejins. Ranjingi to be Tomba in Samalana, Jen Tegmaris. Matomba in the last one of the Judan Revijatu Maris.
Jen du
Matelas.
Matela.
Ranjingi to be Matomba in the Lana, and what Shaji Jatu Maris. Oma Tanju Lujero.
Then Jenda Jen
Ranjingi to be Tomba in Sena Tegres. Raji to Tumba is Mazi, Mutumba is Lana Tegamaris.
There's nothing else has been said. There's no other. Dene Nipa.
Raji Tumba La Shaji Taji Tejin, Yendu Matebas. Raji to Tumba Maibal Tegamaris. Then the image you send J. Then the image you say Raji Tumba Tuba. Then the image you say Chukala Raji to Tumba Imada Tuba is. Then the image you say Chutan Raji to Tumba Tachunders, Tumba Tuba. The Gune and Shajaman Buddha, then the image you say Demo Sumba Yinta, and the tea you say Shajaman Buddha Tumbalana member interest, Tumbalana member. Shouldn't Demo Madu tend in base more. Then the image what the Tala ten and Shajaman Buddha Tumbalana member in the Congress is that.
Less so.
Tea Gune
Ale, Dumba ni Mawa.
Lana member. Tumba then should be Tumba you are, Nabi Tumba Moburo. And the Shajaman Buddha to what the Tumbalana member.
Less so.
Tumba on the Yashu touch with this is that. Druba was.
Okay. So now, I apologize to anyone who's following. I'm sure you have a master outline. So it says the second has three categories. So it says that. So there is no other. Yeah, there isn't another teaching outside of, and this is according to the Middle Way Consequence School at this point. This is being presented in that way. There is no other teaching that has been given really outside of the nature of emptiness, or this nature of emptiness that's been presented. So there's not something that's outside of this that's different, or more advanced, or different. You know what I mean? It's just saying that there isn't something else besides this that presents nature. And then it says the reason of dependent origination establishes this empty nature, establishes this emptiness. And it says then that therefore, because of that, it says because of that, the teachers, the essence of the pronouncements are established as the highest. It's here Rinpoche is saying there is no higher teacher, there is no higher dharma. It's presenting that once again. It's saying because there isn't some other different presentation outside of the nature of emptiness, and because the reason of dependent origination establishes this nature of emptiness, there is no higher teaching. So these are the three categories in number 2. And then it says the first has 3, Tambo Lasum, and that's where Rinpoche left off. Okay.
Tambo Tereno Raji Tomba La Shaji Taji Tijin to Matiba, Tambo Imba, or Tela Saji Sun Digdo Sun, Tambo Lasum.
Lessa.
Sun Tambo Chosana, Raji Tomba La Shaji Taji Tiju Tamboji. Raji to be Oma Taju Jena Raji, Chutan Galo, Raji to Tombaro. Tomba in Sudan, Jordan Debut and Tabat Taji Banga Tigres, Tetu Dance Tamboji. Dushula Mateba, Raji to be Tomba in Malana, Jordan Debut and Tabat Taji was Jato Mare, Teg Mares, Matejin, Tende Toa, Campus, Tende to the Tende Kenlang at the Haju Mobi or Yabures, Tende Shesuna, and then Tenjin the what Joantona Chutongo, Tenjin the what Joantona, the Jinsheba Tongos, what is the woman? Tenjin the what Joantona, chuna deba maruwa tong yung res. Chuna deba maruwa tong suna, tishin sheba tong os. Chuna deba maruwa ti she suna, tena chuna deba maruwa shebi, tongi tubi shera di, denzin li nyo batang, denzin bacha li nyo ne, denzin bacha pongyo yoba tong suna, sanji tong marbe. Tishin sheba tong os. Wat tuzu redi marbe ta,
True, the Tambo la Sum, Ranjingi Tombo la Jache
Shaji Tetsuis,
Tambo.
Ranji to Tombala, Judan Debut Tabat Tanji of Tegres, Tetsu Dan, Dosula Matebas, Ranji to Tomba Maina, Tegmares, Ranji to Tombala, Judan Tabat Tanji of Tegre, Ranji to Tombal Madonna Tegmares,
Rimche Kalikai, Dang Doshu la
Dosu
Metepa.
Sana Ranji to Tombala Shaji Tanji Teson, Ranji to Matombala Tegmares, Dosu Trot.
Doshu la Metepa
Dosu la
Denja.
Ranji Trus Lausuna, and Judan Debutan Tabat Tanji Vijatu Mares. Ranji to Tomba in San Tabat Tanji Vijatu, Judan de Vijatu, Ranji to Tomba in Malana, Judan Debutan Tabat Tanji Vijatu Mares.
Ale. Then
Ranji
Sumba Kabiare. Then Nipa.
Tetu Dance, Dosula Mateba, Tene Mateba, Tende Tong Habo was Tende Tong Haba.
This Sumba?
Ranji Tumbala Shaji Tetu, Dosula Mateba Niba in Samarba, Tende Tong Haba Sun Tenzaro.
Okay, Dendel Tomba Langapa.
Tende Tongala, Shaji Tanji Tetu Tambaje, Dosula Mateba Niba Je, Tende Tong Haba Sumba Rendo Sumba. Tombola Sun. Tende Tombala Shaji Tanji Tetu Tambaje.
Tomba Ni, Tomba, Dendel, Tomba.
Tende image in the Tomba.
Okay.
Tende image in the Tomba Jatuna, Judan Debutan Tabat Tanji Tere Jatures.
Ngate Sampa Ngahako. Dendel, the pronouncement of dependent Ngapa. Then Doshula, the different.
Dosu Rajin to be Tomba
Mayan
Rajin to
Kelemaso.
and Judan Debujatu Mare, Tabat Tanji Vijatu Mares.
That's so. Okay, so, and then it says the first, which I'd have to go back and look because I'm just not. The first category, which is the, there is no other teaching than that of, there isn't something outside of the teaching of that of nature of emptiness. So that first category, it says, has 3 categories. And then those 3 categories are the explanation of the nature of emptiness, like something of that, the explanation of the nature of emptiness, and something like there, if this isn't possible, if this isn't correct, then it negates other factors or something like that. It negates the law of cause and effect. It negates the omniscience, all of these other things. If basically that, I believe, and this translators know, I believe what it's saying is that emptiness, dependent origination, makes these other things possible as they prove emptiness itself. It's kind of an interdependence. So anyway, it's saying that something around that effect. It reads like there is not, without this, these others aren't possible. And then Rinpoche gave those examples. I think it's clear enough. And then the next is Denjel Tomba Langapa, the pronouncement, the actual pronouncement of. It says Dendel Tomba, and I asked what that is because it just says dependent origination, emptiness. And Rinpoche said that's a shortened way to say that things are empty because they dependently originate. So it's the pronouncement of dependent origination, emptiness. So those are the 3 categories. And then it says first, Tambo Ni. And then it gets into, after that, Rinpoche, Chutsu Ju Dan Karma Ni.
Oh, yeah.
The Chishin and Chutsu, the Chiran Sanlo Garibe.
Then Neshan Marva, that Choson Nagoda non
Diksung, Natsu the Chichena, the Chutsu Ju Dan Karma Jip Ju Tsar, Chip Ju Shanga. The Diksung. The draw. Does anybody oppose to keep going? It's okay? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, decent. Chironang. The Konso Kanga vote Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Kagamare.
Oh, that the Tambala son, Rajinji, Tombala Shaji, Teju Tomarba, Dusula Mateva Nibaji, Tende Ton Habas, Sombarendua, Tatombo, Rajiji to be Tombala Shaji, Taji Teju, the Candidate Nandani Yuares, Chun Naji Tombani, Tenju to Toana, Rajiji Tombatan, Shaji Teba Mangations, what the Marba, Rajiji Tombala, Shaji Taji Teju to one day Tanguares, Chun Naji Tombani, Tenju to Toanas, Tenju Tombi Dun, Tende Tombi Dun Salago Marba. Chud the Deva Maruba Nebulu Dan, Chud Tende Nebulu de Chipenjiru, Tende Yimi, Tende Shit de Nugu Tende Nebulu de Nugu Deva Maruba Nebal Tushigres, Nugu Deva Maruba Shibilu de Nugu Tende Nebulu Tushigres, Chijil Tushiguares, Chud Naji Tombani, Tenju Don Toanas, Chud Deva Maruba Shibilu de Tende Yimi Jusen Teshina. Tenju don tonga na, rangi jene tomba dan, shaji teba mangeres, rangi jubi tomba dan, junde la subi shaji teba gewayo mangege mares. Wa de tenga duwa rangi je tomba la shaji tangi tejus, rangi jubi tomba la shaji tangi tejus de, chud rangi tomba ni, tenju don tonga na, tenju tombi don, tongi tende tombi don, Tomba Tenjung Tunselago Marveta. Tony Tulu, the Tendi Tulu in the Chidu Chisades, Tendi Tulu, the Tony Tulu Tushe, Tony Tulu, the Tendil Tushe, the rest. These are Tenju Tombi Tomba Tenjung Tuns, she did what the Marve.
Less so.
Chino Deba Marva Shesuna, Tendi Imal Guacha. Tendi Sheduna, Tendi Image, Dema Maruba Guachagres. Tenjinreba yuwa tongna chwe tonggo, tenjinreba tongna teshin sheba tonggo, so what don't you lead marbe, to double do it.
So now we move on to the next stanza, and we point out a very famous, Rinpoche quoted it before, I believe I missed it, but quoted it in full now, that once one perceives dependent origination, he or she perceives the nature of reality or emptiness, then he or she sees the Buddha or sees the Tathagata. So there's a very famous saying that states that. And in this stanza, which is number 11, let me use the text you're using, it says, for you, when one sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. So here, this is showing that the correct view of emptiness, so when you perceive emptiness, you perceive that it is the very meaning of dependent origination. So if we look at what the meaning of these words are, it's when you perceive emptiness as the very meaning of dependent origination, then you understand the ultimate truth. Then you understand what all of this actually means. And you have to understand that there is no contradiction between lacking some sort of inherent or true establishment or existence, self-existence, and functioning. So there is no contradiction between these. This another way to translate this is the the nature of emptiness is also here we have a void of self-existence or own nature, emptiness of own nature, or emptiness of nature, or empty nature. But here I see another way to translate it, and it's emptiness of own nature, or void of self-existence, which makes it, I think, maybe a little bit clearer. Here, it's showing that you have to be able to realize that one realizes the other. If you realize emptiness, you realize dependent origination. If you realize dependent origination, you realize emptiness, and that they are Rinpoche says two sides, so maybe two sides of the same coin or something. That once you understand one, you understand the other. So that is what is meant. And it means here, it says that to say that, here, hold on one second. So what it's saying is it to say that dependent origination and something being devoid of intrinsic existence, but still having a valid function, shouldn't have any contradiction in those flow of reasoning, that something dependently originates, that something is empty, and that something can still validly function. So all of these things should coincide, because just as a translator's note, the functionality is what others use to prove its establishment. And here we are saying that its functionality has to be proven alongside of its emptiness. So I believe that gets the pith of everything Rinpoche said. Let me just look at the text, make sure. Rinpoche, the Delpa Gatsiloso.
Deva Dimba Tenata.
Dumba Chu Gatsilo in Hakome.
Raji to Tumba La Shaji Tanji Teji to Mateba Nibaji, Tombaji, Tendi Mijusenji, Raji Tumba Duba Nibaji, Ti Gune, Tembani Mala Namba do Sondoa, Sonji, Ta Tombala Son Rendoa, Tomba Son de Raji to be Tombala, Shaji Tanji Teba de la Son Rendoa. Raji to Tombala, Junde Dan, Taba Tanji Jamba, Teba de la Son, Tombala Son, Raji Tombala, Shaji Tanji Tetus, Raji to Tuba Yena, Junde Dan, Taba Tanji Jatures, Tetuji, Dujula Matebas, Raji to Tuba Yemail, Mazina, Tegamares, Mateba, Tende Tong Haba, Tende Tong Le, Tende Shison the Shedak Penchu Waris, Haba, Sonre Dua. Tambo Raji to Tombala Shaji Tanji Tetu, Kane Waris and the Chud Naji Tomba Yin, Tendu Tongana, Raji Jin Tomba Dan, Shaji Tiba Magations, what the Tomba to Marba. Raji Tombala Shaji Tanji Tetu said, Jirmaji Sun de Tanga Dosita, Chud Naji Tomba Yin, Tendu to Tongana, Raji Jin Tomba the Shaji Tiba Magations, Tenju Tombi to Tomba Tenju Tuns, Chuna de Madua Shivilote, Tendi Shivilo Drushigres, Tendi Shivilo de Chuna de Madua Shivilote Drushigres, Tenjin de Bajuatuna, Chutongo, Tenjin de Bat Tenjin de Bajuatuna, the Jishiba Tongo, on to the lady Marba.
Lesso. So just a summary. The Kangalasa, Yanja Detsilang. So when one sees this dependent origination, one sees the Dharma, and when one sees dependent origination, he or she sees the Buddha. And what this is saying that when one has an awareness of dependent origination, then one at the same time has an awareness of emptiness. So it has to be understood that this awareness is is understood as the same. It's held at the same as the same awareness in a sense. It's a different awareness, but it's once you have this awareness of dependent origination, then you are aware of emptiness. And if you are aware of emptiness, you have to be aware of dependent origination. So these things coexist together in that way. For you, when one sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. So it's saying emptiness, devoid of intrinsic existence, dependent origination, validly functioning. These things are in one awareness. So that's how they connect to the second two lines. The first two lines connect to the second two lines, basically. Okay, Dikson Rinpoche.
Chön naji 동반이 다디 진리 들려도 덤바 chönnes.
Okay.
chön naji 동반이 어디 진리 내고도와 덤바 사자문보다 chön네. 데따르 나지 기체 라지 주비 동바 라지지 동바 조바사 사자문보다 chön나 대바 마루 생고로 조바로와 디고네 덤바니 마라나 마바루 텐데 이미 주선지 대바 마루와데 사자문보다 생고여서 사자문보다 덤발라나 마바레스 네 디고네 덤바니 사자도 보고나 산지고나 덤발라나 마바레 셔르비 덤바도 되게 말레스 디고네 덤바니 사자문보다 니 포말라나 마바 yes 포말라나 마바 인 텐데 이미 주선지 데마 마루바 파 임베스
Less so.
텐데 이미 주선지 데마 마루바 파 인자 포말라나 마바레스
Less so.
마케나네 야슈드레스 로바우 담불라 송레도 야데 사지 모브디 운도와
Less so.
담부 데로다 템바 쳬네 데데 라지 체 나지기서 라지 주비 동바 데레 사지 송디 운도와 템바 쳬 데다르 라지 나지기 체 라지 동바 조바 데라 사지 송 담불라 송 라지지 조비 동바 임바다 최근갈 라지 조비 동바 임바 주주나 라지 조비 동비 찹 데바 조비 동바 임비 찹 데마지 데네 내가 송신 도지 제수 란두르지 추나 조바 샤지 탄지 타녀도 태방 먹으신스 추나 데바 모르바 켈레마 인자 네 란두지 네나 조추 샤지 탄지 샤지 도스로 달 송신 도지스 나서 다추 쇼로나 조슈산다다 맞아 계좌 뭐여로 라지 좀 동바 인상 로아 태그래 도바 태그래 람바 태그레스 송시 도지소 란도지 추나 조바 샤지 타지 타년도 태방 먹으신스 다바도 동바 인상 로아던 도바다 아네 what 타마 태그레스 라지 좀 동바 마이나 로아던 람발로서 태그 말레스
Okay.
태방 먹으신스 추튜바 제도스 수송도스나 대한 자실에서 엄마 응고물로 주러와 자실에 갈라 동바 니롱와 들라 타지롱와 주르스 추나 대바도 동바 자투나 안트 참아 자투레스 갈라 동니 모로와 들라 타지 모론 주르스 어디 자실을 여들어다 동바니 자수나 타지롱거레 텐데 셰수나 대바마 주바다 안 샤지가 자투레스 갈라 동바 니롱와 추나 대바도 동바데 자투나 달라 타지 롱원 로아던 도바
Ronwa Sena?
아
Ronwa?
롱아스 태그레스 태 리그레스 균요 말레스 갈라 동바니 롱아 동바니 야토나 동바니 rongwa yina tomba ni ja tu na tangji rongwa juros junri rongre taba tangji jemba rongre taba tangji ja tu re junri ja tu res
So, okay.
shesong zos
Okay. Then they kashe jor then nge triwa yure yine the nge jigugumare. Okay, so now we move on. So it said before that. So now now it gets into the actual commentary. So Rinpoche has been giving commentary, and now we're going to get into the actual commentary in this text that's written by Junu Jetsun Drapa Shidrup, and it says that the Buddha when we look at this in terms of what has been taught and so forth and what has been established, it is the Buddha who has presented this idea of the emptiness of nature or of true nature and has established it. So this is why we say that the Buddha is a teacher unexcelled or a highest teacher, because the Buddha has presented this teaching on dependent origination and on emptiness, where we don't find this being presented in any other place. And it says, because of this, it's the essence of what has been taught that is considered the highest teaching. Because if the Buddha is the highest knower, and in terms of being omniscient, and in terms of exclusively teaching this idea of emptiness, dependent origination, as well as the Four Noble Truths. But by knowing this, you also are able to establish these other points of view. So it says that there is no higher, when we see that the Buddha is the highest teacher because of this teaching on the empty nature of things that's been established, there is no higher teaching, there is no higher teacher, a higher teaching that can be established. And it says then the first category has three. So that was just an aside. It was attached to, for you who sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. Then it goes on to speak of the Buddha is the highest knower because of this presentation of being able to see this non-contradiction between functionality, dependent origination, and its emptiness of intrinsic nature or emptiness of nature. So then it says now the first category will have three. So now we have to go back to what was the first category, and it was that the explanation of the emptiness of true nature, or something like that. So the explanation of the Rangjingi Tomba, the emptiness of true nature. So then let me get back down to here. So that category is going to have three. So the first category is that Rinpoche, Tambo Lasum, Ranjingi Nidrupe Tomba Yimba, Tambo.
tomba la shaji tanji teju doshu la mateba nyeba je tende tong ngaba somba marba.
The agenda, Rinpoche, the Tambo Lasum, then a Ranjingi
Ranji tomba la shaji tanji teji
Drupe Tomba Yimba. Drupe Tomba Yimba.
Ranji drupe tomba judo na ranji drupe tombi chao deba drupe tombi chao la gro. Oma tanju lo jeja.
Okay, so if it okay. So the first category is if it is Ranjingi drupa. If it is established, intrinsic establishment, ranjingi ni drupe tomba yimba.
Ranjingi tomba la shaji thanji tejin yendu mate bas.
Ranjingi tomba.
Ranjingi tomba tomba jibaro.
Okay, gongel me bachik. The inji kezu kali kabuldu. So if it is empty, if it is ranjingi tomba. So it's saying that if it is established empty of, it's basically saying if it is empty of being inherently inherently existent or having some inherent nature, then it is necessary. Or if it is empty of having some self-existence, then it is empty. So if it doesn't have this self-existence, then it's empty. So the word emptiness, as a translator's note, is just a chosen word for it being kind of a void or a lack thereof. It's a lack thereof. Emptiness is something as a not having. What does it not have? True establishment. So it's empty of, it's void of, but it's not this idea of this emptiness of a hole or a void or some other place. It's really just a way to negate something. It's saying it's empty of this. It's void of this. And what is it void of? Being truly established. Okay, so just as a translator's note, because these are really going to get important, these kind of details, when we get into these deeper things. So if it is empty of inherent existence, then it's empty. Or if it lacks this self-existence, then it's empty. And then the next is, it says, Dema lane Gatsu Song Shin Rinpoche Nga Ropa Cheronang Derma Ze De La Nine Kapsu Song Shik Duchik So Derma. This they don't agare. Derma Ze De La.
Chun na je tomba ni tenju to thwa na raji je no tomba da shaji teba mangi shin. Tomba chun na shajamun wal gogoro. Tomba shajamun wal chun na de da na ji gi che raji ju tomba toba sa. Chun na da ba ju tomba de shajamun wal chen yo tangji chen ba ro.
Okay.
Toba. Di yu ne ane tende yimi jusen de ba ju tomba de chen yo re. Tende yimi jusen de ba ju tomba de chen lo songo yo re. Songo yo na di yu ne ne chen lam ha la na me ba re. Tende yimi jusen tomba ma de wa de ne ha ge na chu ju ba re. Chu song ge na ya xue de. Ha la na me ba zhu bo. Zhu ba wo.
Ilasar.
Da tang bu la song ro ya. Tomba chune na yi ge che rang ji tomba zhu ba wo de la song re do wa.
Ilasar.
Song rang ji ju tomba rang ji ju tomba yin ba dans. Je tu se ngala rang ji ju tomba res. Rang ji tomba yin ba ma ze te la ne go song shin do ji so. Randur ji chu nas.
The gare. Dema.
Chu ngala ne ba ma ju ba re do ares. Mazes the maze nego so ji den dan roshi da de lance a kan chama tegres ranji ju tomba la tomba maina de teg mares nego sonshi doji jesus da chun rojo dan dos nga ju kesha mo she ro de nga tegres da roa deba lamba nyewa chama tegres so landurji chuna Joba shaji tanji tanya du teba magashins shaji teba magashins odere lwa magashin chutun ba jedo so so du na za jero le kala tomba ni ronwa tala tanji ronwa juros tomba ni de ja to ba ina an rowa no deba da taba da tanji jamba tama ja to res tala tanji ronwa juros chun da ba tu tong de ja mu tu na ro da de ba lo so ja tu ma res kan la tong ba ni ro wa tal sa ji ro wa ju ros tong ba ni ro wa tong ba ni ja tu ba yin na an ta ji ja tu ro da de ba da an wo de sama ja tu res she son so
Okay, so it's gotten a little bit difficult in here, and I don't want to waste time on it. So I want to give the pith of the meaning, because again, I think that's what's most important at this point. So it says that there are these three categories. The first category is that idea of if it is established of being devoid of self existence, then it is empty. And the next category deals with it, that there isn't some alternative explanation. I believe there's not something else, is what I wrote down. I had trouble with these few lines, and I didn't seem to come out the other side with having less trouble. So it's something to the degree of that there's not something else that is presented. Because if we go back, it speaks of that the Buddha is the highest knower, and that the Dharma, what has been presented by this highest knower, is the highest speech, because what is presented as the essence is emptiness. So it says then, third, long dear gi sunam juba jeche tamche ini samdu tapam miguel shing. And then there's this third category is something there's not a contradiction. Rinpoche long dorgi sunam jupar jache tamche.
lang de ji su no sen ro de ba lang wa nian wa wo de so lang de su ma de ba wo de so ga de ba tu tung ba yin de so ga ja tu res de ba tu tung ba ma yin de lang wa de ro de nian ba de do de ja tu ma res lang de ji su no ju ba sha ji tang ji ta ni zang do te ba ma ge xin is sha ji te ba ma ge xin sa de do
Migewa,
Chū tūmba yé tō, tsāshī lī kānglā tūmba yé rōngwa tāngchī tō, tsāshī cītī sān tāna tēn lē lāp tō tēn, kānglā tūmba yé rōngwa, chū tū dāpa tū tūmba tō rōng nā, tāngchī tēk rē, rōwa tēk rē, dōba tēk rē,
Lawa, Drowa.
tāngchī shama tēk rē sē.
Okay,
Kānglā tūmba yé
Ali,
rōngwa,
Tsawa
tāngchī
Shira, Lawa, Drowa. Okay, Gongel Mepachi, Rinpoche. So then the next category is that this emptiness, this is very loosely translated, applies to all varieties of activities, whether you're going, coming, staying, sitting, all of these things are empty, and because of the presentation here. And then there's a quote from the root wisdom text, from the Mulya Madhyamika Karika, and which is Nagarjuna's root wisdom text here, so if anybody's interested. And it says, Sashe Le, so from the root wisdom text of Nagarjuna, it says,
dil zan tan kale kun de je ju na no de kanja de je ba shi de da kangla to ba ni ro wa dal thang ji ro wa ju ro chu kang da kangla da ba tu tu wa tu ro na da ba tu tu wa the na da ba tu wa ja tu na an ro wa ja tu re de ba ja tu re ne la ba ja tu re ta ba thang ji ja tu re kangla de ba tu ba ni ro wa dal thang ji ro wa ju ro.
So if it says something like, if you can see this, it's stated that you see the empty nature of things, then you see this in everything. You see the empty nature. So if you see the empty nature in something, I would love to find it, but who knows? This is a whole interwoven commentary. If you see this empty nature in things, then you see it in all, or something to this degree. So then you would see it in terms of going, coming, staying. You would be able to apply it to all of the different things. Rinpoche, the Tsawa Sherab, the Leu Kagi. Okay. Okay. The Lapsar, Yene Nge the Leu the Glabgu. Okay, decent. The Kejo Sung. So again, in the Root Wisdom text by Nagarjuna, it says that this application of emptiness to one will then apply to all, or will then be applied to all. And so that's the basic translation. I wanted to find it so I could let people know where to reference it in a text they could read, because this isn't one. But later, if you have the Root Wisdom text, this is Lama Tsongkhapa's commentary on it, but it's just so big that for me to try to find exactly, it would be too hard. And there's so many chapters that it potentially could be in.
Then the to do zang yang, Gunzu do Kundeji, Naja Chedang, Chebar do, Wanlangi, Naja Tanji, Tebatan do Maze, Shindu, Rouen, Shiguba Tunonsa. What the Jun, but Naji Tomba, Tenju to Tuan, Raji, Tomba, Shaji, Magis, that 네, 치즈부터 네, 전단데 된거 누구송이다. 네네. 치즈분데네. 최단지라지 주바 뒤장야.
두산세.
매바스. 라지 주바든 뒤주중제 요 말했으더네. 뒤장 매바다. 매장스. 군주도 콘데지 나자탄지 군주도
아와래.
그 내송송 덴도송 코가 나자 그가 그래스. 나자 세단스 제바도 본랑게서 먹죠 뭐야 거와주 녀선랑야라서 타지 자도 그래스 테바선도 마제 신도 롱와 셰고바던 노스 춘나지 동바지 ten주도 통하나 라지진 동바 샤지 테바 먹이셔서 되게 어떤 정도 송이다 버자되게 대시는 노스 춘단지 라지 좀 뒤장야 매장 군주도 군대지 나자 제당 제바도 내수 본랑기 먹어 주 본자 거주 녀선라자 나자 탄지 태바장도 마지 신도롱 시고버던 노사오데 땡도서
Palangi Nansha Tamche. Papilang, Panglang, Pamba.
And then Gasonta Dendozon, the Tamaka Naja, the Tengadozon. Then Chunaji Naji to be Duzan, Majans, Chunaji Tijendo, Chunaji Tombani, then you Tuana, Rajin Tombana, Shajitaba Magi, Tijibun de Tijibun de ne, Chunaji Raji to be Duzan, Majans, Gundudo. Gunzu never Gunzu said the road.
Gunzo Tsandu Korde.
Kondeji, Koasana,
Korwa.
Koro, Koadan Tapa. Kondeji Naja Jedans. Cheberdo, Ponlanki, Mugu Ponja, Gaju Nyansulanja Ponlanki, Naja Tanji Tebatan to Mazi, Shindu Rouen, Shigubatun Nosa. What the name of those.
Okay, so then it goes on to say that all phenomena are have this established or have this established nature or something like this. This selfless or have this selfless nature or void of self. So anyway, it says that all phenomena have this, and there isn't even the smallest atom without it. So that even the slightest, smallest atom has this in common, that it dependently originates. And it's saying that even all those conventionals within cyclic existence and nirvana as well. So all those things within cyclic existence, all those things which are considered liberation, all have this same thing in common, where we say that there is this, it is taught that there is this common fact that they share, which is this emptiness, which is this lack of true existence. I did the best I could. There's again, I'm Shintu Runwa Shegupa Duna. So that concludes the first category. And now it says Nipa Ni. So then it gets into the second category. Nipa Ni? The chut?
Nipa de Marbe. Nipa Dojula Metejin. Tende Tuan Hampas. Dojula Metebas, Nipa de Marbe. Nipa de
Doshu.
Nipa Nes. Nipa Ne. Tele Duba Tuana. Ton la Sha Maron. Shatan Chilla Ton Mebe. Nyangayan to Tuan Jes. Chuna de Badu Tombala. And then what the Tabat the Tanji Jambatan. Roa the Debala Soja to Mares. Tele Duba Tuana. Debatu Tuan Tonsuna. Tenju Tonto Tuana, Raji Jin Tonga Shajitiba Mages. Tele Duba Tuana, Raji Juba Tonsuna. Raji Juba Demba Juba Tona. And then Tonla Shah Maronshins. And then Roa the Debala Soja to Mares. Shatan Chilla Tombe. Nyangayan to Tongages. Nyangayan to Tongages. Ati Wangilesa, no what thing as on Tonala Sobat, Younger Sawajira. Nyangayan to Tongages. Tele Duba Tonga, Tonla Shamro, Shata Chilla Toma Bay, Nyangayan to Tongages, Kede, Nasheba Chuna, Ranji to be Tomba Tele Tubas, Ranji to be Tomba Tele Dubasana, Dama Duba Marbe, Dama Duba Control. Tele Duba Kete, Ranji to be Tomba, Ranji Duba Tonas, Chuna Dama Duba Tona, Tonga de Kilamba Shenas, Chuna Dama Duba Kilamba Ina, then the Metagins and Road and Debatan, Tabat Tajiba Chamba Gangaja to Mares, Metagin, Ranji Tomba La, Shawashiba Tanji Teba, Jadu Moronji, Ranji Tomba La, Shawashiba Tanji Teba Jadu Moronji, Ranji Tubi, Ranji Tomba La, Ranji Tomba La, Shawashiba Tanji Teba Jadu Moronji, Nagosu Jundi Suji, Shaji Tanji Teba the Jibane, Ranji Tubi Tomba, Meban de Guba Jusos, Tetat Dena Moronte, Tinda Kanza de Chet, Taji Tayu Nanyangai Yanto, Tonga Yangayan to Tonga Jis, Drinwa, Yangayan to Tonga, Imba, Tamba Chuji, Jibishero. The Tona, she couldn't maybe the she Lala Jones in the Mandawa use. That Dele Dumba Tona, Tona Shah Maroshi, Shatan Chilla to me, Yangayan Tonga Jis, 다 간데 델레 두바 통하나 통라 샤 마론신스 라지 주주 델레 두바 통하나 라지 주비 통바 통소나 샤지 탄샤 투그레스 라지 주비 통바 델레 두바 라지 주바 통나 델레 두바 통하나 통라 샤 마로지 데바 주비 통하나 네 레준데라 소자 투 마레스 마론신 샤단 제라 동매베 샤단 제라 동매베 양해양도 동화제스 동매베 양해양도 등내 송제야라서 수용거를 쓰디지데 개등하셔봐도 최나라지 주주비 동바 델레 도바스 최나라지 주주비 동바라 강가자 도레스 최나라지 주주비 동바 델레 도바 개데 라지 주바 토나스 최나 대바 주바 토나 이제 두 말에서 토나 켈 통화 때 라지 주바 켈레나 대바 주바 켈레나 템메테스 샤지테 로아도 되발아서 봐 타바 타지 제바 자투 말에서 라지 똥발라 샤지 타지 테바 자도 마론신 라지 주비 통수나 라지 똥바 주비 똥발라 샤지 타지 자투 마로 마론신 내가 수 준비 수지 샤지 타지 샤지 테바당 제바네 라지 주비 똥바 매바 뇌고바 뉴소스
Rinpoche, Chishina that seek chi ni dene la, the Gangesina that nge kanga zugu, that seek kanga zugu.
de 치고는 산다는 얘기도 텔레 두바
Yeah, the
통하나
Shiloka chi indicate.
텔레 두바 통하나 동라샤 마론신스 춘나 데바 두비 동소나 데바 마루나 안 샤지 그가 자 토레스 춘나 데바 두비 동와 춘나 데바 마루나 로아도 데바다 타바 타지 그가 자 토레스 춘나 데바 두소나 안 로아도 데바 타바 타지 자 토 말해서 어디 레드 말거든
Less so. So we've arrived at the part, I was just asking, Rinpoche just read a whole page, and then I just really need to go line by line if I'm going to translate it, or just give the gist of the whole part. Those are the only two options. There's no way I can translate 2 paragraphs, go. I can do it line by line if we work together. So I'm just trying to slow this down a little bit. I apologize, but it's the only way this is going to come out correct. So now we get into the next stanza, and it says number 2. So if we go back, it said that there were 3 categories. So we've completed the explanation of this first category, and now we get into the second category that deals with that there is no alternative. You can't become a Buddha. You can't become enlightened. You can't achieve liberation. You can't. There's no other way than this way to be able to achieve that. So then we get into this. It says, whereas when one sees the opposite, since there can be no function in emptiness, nor emptiness in what has functions, one falls into a dreadful abyss you maintain. So it's saying, let me just see something here. It's not even the same day. Here's another translation. You also maintain that as long as beings hold emptiness as being in opposition to that, parentheses, dependent arising, that empty objects cannot function and that agents cannot be empty, they will plunge into a frightening abyss. So it's saying that if you believe the opposite of this, so the opposite of this is what has been presented as dependent origination establishes lack of true establishment. If you believe opposite of that, that dependent origination proves that things are truly established, then you have missed the point. Then you have an incorrect understanding of emptiness. You fall into a dreadful abyss, meaning the incorrect view. You won't be able to achieve enlightenment, won't be able to achieve complete omniscience. And you will, when we look at karma and creation, we'll have to experience the lower realms of cyclic existence. So looking at that, going back to our translation of it, Ngatsu Karma Juyure, looking at our translation of it, it says, when one sees the opposite of, so we go back, then being devoid of, so it says, for you, one who sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. So that is the correct point, to be able to see a non-contradiction in functionality and emptiness. And if you see the opposite of that, if you see that that isn't tenable, if those things aren't possible, then it says you have fallen to a dreadful abyss. So the dreadful abyss meaning more of cyclic existence. So one has to see, and it says that there is that all phenomena are empty of this intrinsic existence or empty of this main nature. So one has to realize this. And then, so this is this idea that phenomena lack this inherent existence is what has been presented. This is what is established as the presentation on emptiness. And it says there is no separate teaching or explanation of this. Rangjingi tomba la jashe de tamche je par de merunjing de kapsu judre. So then it says, Rinpoche, the Ranjin ne kapsu judre so the gare judre judan depo the donagare Rinpoche. So if you, I see. So if you were, I see. Oh, okay, Tuchena. So you, if we were to establish that things were truly established, then this would, I see, negate the ability for things such as cause and effect to work. So it says then it makes these things not tenable. It makes cause and effect not work. If things became truly established and static, then they wouldn't perform the functions. But because we know that there is this non-existence of that, we can say that these things can function. These things can be results and be causes. Because if there, it says, if there wasn't this emptiness, okay, Selpo-do, if there wasn't this emptiness, then all of these other things wouldn't be possible, such as liberation, such as cause and effect. So not only the things of spiritual quality, but functionality in general wouldn't work if things had this truly existent static nature. So that's basically what the commentary goes on to talk about. We're out of time, so we're going to move on to the concluding mantra and dedication offering. But I just want to read this again one time because this really summarizes for you, when one sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. Whereas when one sees the opposite, since there can be no function in emptiness, nor emptiness in what has functions, one falls into a dreadful abyss you maintain. And just an alternative translation, because sometimes that can help. And it's from a slightly different same text, but for some reason, there's a different version in some sentences in it, in the Tibetan. You maintain that when emptiness is perceived as dependent arising, emptiness of inherent existence will no longer be seen as contradicting the validity of agent and action. You also maintain that as long as beings hold emptiness as being in opposition to that dependent arising, that empty objects cannot function and that agents cannot be empty, they will plunge into a frightening abyss. And the frightening abyss is really an illogic, is not being logical, because you're seeing that functioning things can't function anymore if they're truly established. They can't have a cause and effect if they have this static nature. So that the abyss is this contradictory place that doesn't make any sense. Ngay Sampa Digsong Rinpoche. Oh, it's time. We'll end class there, concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. Thank you, everyone, for your patience, and I hope it made sense. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the three times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all happiness, all-powerful Avalokiteshvara, Tenzin Yatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Geshe Rinpoche Kutsi Shapi Denerlam. Lamrim Chembo Dang Dendel Double Kanga Cherolam.